Okay, if you're watching this video, you should have already watched the two videos where we connected the ultrasonic range sensor to the Cortex, and in the next video we showed you how to configure the sensor in Robot C. And so let's look at our motors and sensor setup. If I go to motors and sensor setup, I'll see that I have a range sensor defined at port 9. It's named distance. And two ports are allocated. The first port's for the input, second port is for the output. And then if I go to motors, I'll see that test motor, port 10 is named test motor, and it's connected to a VEX393 motor. So what I have here is a program that will basically loop forever, driving the motor with a power of 50 unless a range closer than 6 inches is detected. So if the range is greater than or equal to 6 inches, then the motor power is going to be 50, and if the range to an obstacle is less than 6 inches, it's going to stop the motor, so the power is 0. The idea is that you've got a robot driving along and it detects an obstacle in front of it and it stops. So let's look at this program. I've got the typical wait 1 at the top of the program, and then I have a while 1. Remember, that's going to loop forever because 1 is always true. And so the beginning of the while loop is here and the end is here. And then inside the while loop we have a new control structure we haven't used before. It's called an if-then-else statement, and it allows you to do different things based on conditionals. And in this case, if the sensor value brackets distance is greater than 6, then output a power of 50 to the motor. Otherwise, stop the motor. And then it just keeps on looping, checking that over and over and over again. It's actually kind of inefficient. You probably don't need to check it that often. It's probably going through here and checking it really quickly and more often than it actually even needs to. But let's download this, compile and download this program. And there's nothing in front of the sensor right now, and so if I start the program, it says the sensor value is 100. If I start it, the motor's running. And hopefully you can hear that. And so I'm going to use this book as my obstacle. And so if I put the book over the motor, it's 14 inches away, but that's greater than 6, so I'm not going to stop. But as I go closer and closer, so it has to be greater than 6. Well, 6 is not greater than 6, so it stops. If it's 5, it stops also. If it goes up to 7, it starts again. And now I'm going to put my book back and it will run on forever. And that is how you use the ultrasonic range sensor.